Hey guys, this is Abhishek from gadgetsreviews.com. Today we are going to do the quick unboxing and full review of the BSNL Penta Smart PS501 smartphone. This smartphone has 5" of IPS LCD display. You have 1.2 GHz dual core processor. When it comes to the camera, the rear camera on this device is a 5 megapixel camera, and the internal memory of this device is around 4 GB. And this is how the package looks like, as you can see. So it is another budget Android smartphone from BSNL, and again it is retailing at a very low price of around 5 to 6,000 Indian rupees. The exact price which we have just seen on Snapdeal is 5680 for this phone, and you can easily get this phone for that particular price. You might be able to get a better deal in the market at an offline store. When it comes to the processor, you have a dual core processor on this device, 1.2 GHz. You have Mali 400 as the GPU. Android 4.2.2 is running on this device out of the box as per the specifications. You have 5" of IPS display, 5 megapixel rear camera, 0.3 megapixel front camera, and again the rear camera has autofocus or not, we are not sure, we will confirm that. 4 GB of internal storage. You have micro SD memory card slot to expand the storage of this device. Up to 32 GB of micro SD memory cards will be accepted, will be supported on this device. You have dual SIM capability. The battery is 1800 mAh, which seems to be quite low for this much of display size, but we have been using this device and we are just doing the unboxing for you so that you can get an idea. The overall battery backup from this device is pretty okay, if not too good. It will give you around 1 day of battery backup on moderate usage, and you can also play high definition video on this device both at 720p as well as at 1080p, and you can also record videos in high definition on this device using the back camera. So this is how the package looks like, and let's open this package to show you what we have in the package. And before we do that, let me just show you that this phone also comes with 3 months of subscription from Trustport antivirus. So you have this antivirus which will work for free for the 3 months. You don't have to pay anything. And this is how the phone look like. This is the BSNL Penta Smart PS501. The phone looks pretty good. Again, for this price point, this phone looks really good in terms of the build quality, the overall form factor, and the overall, I would say, dimensions as well are also pretty good. Again, you have a 5" of display coming for around 5 to 6,000 Indian rupees, which is again pretty good. And we will take a look over the phone later on. Let's take a look what we have in the package. So apart from the phone, what we have in the package is the micro USB cable which comes within the package, a standard micro USB to USB cable. Then you get a charger over here, and let me just show you the power rating of this charger as well. So the output current from the charger is 1000 ampere or 1000 milliampere, so it is 1 ampere approximately. And then we have the headphones which come within the package. And one thing which is really good about this phone is that at this price point you are actually getting in-ear headphones which come within the package of this phone. Again, the overall sound quality of these headphones is not too great, but still much better than the standard headphones which we have seen. You have the audio lead like this. This is how the in-ear headphones look like. Although when it comes to the module, you do have a button to pick the call, and you also have a mic over here in this module, and you also get this clamp which you can use with these headphones. Apart from this, you get the SAR value document. So these are the SAR values for different frequencies for this specific phone, as you can see over here. Apart from this, we get a warranty card which comes within the package. So it gives you around 12 months of handset warranty, whereas the battery and charger warranty is for 3 months. And for the earphone and data cable, there is no warranty. Apart from this, we have the user manual for this phone, which tells you about the basic features of the phone and how to use different applications. This might be useful for you in case you are new to Android. So these were all the contents in the package. We have already inserted the battery inside this device, which is an 1800 mAh battery. So let's take a look over the device now. So here we have the BSNL Penta Smart PS501 phone, and this is how the phone will look like. And again, the phone looks pretty good for this price point. I would say this is a 5" display phone, and the display has pretty okay viewing angles, if not too great, but still you can see the display from extreme viewing angles. There will be slight fading of colors which will happen whenever you view the screen from extreme viewing angles, but still you can view the display. That is more important. As far as the connectivity of the phone is concerned, let me just give you an overview. When it comes to the bottom, on the front you have the touch capacitor buttons which will light up whenever you use them, and on the top, on the front, you have the nice metallic earpiece over here. You have the proximity and ambient light sensors over here. The front camera on this device over here, which is a fixed focus camera, 0.3 megapixel, and when it comes to the back camera, you have 5 megapixel back camera, autofocus supported, and then you have LED flash as well for low light photos. The loudspeaker placement is at back side, so again it will get blocked whenever you place this device like this on a table. The sound will get muffled. Apart from this, if we take a look over here, we have the nice buttons, the volume rocker, which is again finished with chrome, and you have a nice chrome grille on the edges of the phone, which does make this device look pretty good, and it is looking pretty premium, I would say, at this price point. One of the premium phone which I have seen in terms of the look. And when it comes to this side, we have the power and sleep key, which is again a plastic button but finished in chrome, so it looks good. At the top you have the 3.5mm audio jack. Here you have the micro USB port for data syncing and charging. We do have a primary mic over here for voice calling, whereas we are not able to locate a secondary mic on this device for noise cancellation and video chat. And let me just remove the back cover to show you the phone from the back side. So we have just removed the back cover, and the battery inside is at 1800 mAh battery. You have two SIM card slot. One SIM card slot will support 3G, whereas the other will support 2G. You have a micro SD memory card slot over here to expand the storage of the device. Up to 32 GB micro SD memory card will be supported. And here we have the loudspeaker mesh. And as far as the back cover is concerned, the back cover is glossy in nature, so it will get the fingerprints quite easily, but it does have some kind of protection, so it will resist to the scratches to an extent. But again, you will see the scratches very easily after 1 month of usage or after weeks of usage on this device. You do have a BSNL branding over here on the back side of the device, which actually gives you indication that this device is coming from BSNL, and you have this image in mind with the BSNL tagline as well. Now, as far as the thickness of the phone is concerned, it is around 9.6 millimeter, which is again not too thick or not too thin as well. It is again below 10 millimeter or 1 centimeter, I would say. But again, in terms of the overall form factor, this device is fairly good. You can easily hold the device in one hand. Although for people who don't have big fingers, it might be difficult for you to actually use this phone with one hand. But again, the one-handed usage is pretty okay as compared to the other big display phones on this device. One thing I do not like much about this device is the heavy weight. It feels slightly heavier being a 5-inch display phone as compared to the other phones which we have in the market. And again, in terms of the build quality, it is made up of plastic all around. You do have a chrome grille around the edges, which does make this device look premium and look good. But again, when it comes to the backside, it is plastic, so you will have that impression in your mind that it is plastic all around. When it comes to the front comes with the protection. As you can see, it comes with this screen guard protection, which comes already applied on this device. And apart from this, you do not get any screen guard within the package, so we have just removed it so that you can actually see the display more closer and better. So once you take a closer look on this display, you can easily see that there is no pixelation which you can notice either with naked eyes or with the camera once you take a closer look on this device. But again, the viewing angles are not very good on this device. That is something which we have experienced till now. Resolution which we have on this device is 418 to 854 pixels. Again, with this resolution, you can easily notice that it does not have a very good pixel density, and you can easily notice this once you read a large amount of text on this display size within the browser or with some kind of memory. Now, if we take a look over the UI which we have on this device is again stock Android. I do not see much difference in terms of the overall UI as of now. The UI is kind of snappy, but it is not too fast, I would say. That is something which we have noticed. As far as the settings are concerned, this is how the toggles will look like, and it seems to be running Android 4.2.2 basically. And let's check out. So it is running Android 4.2.2 as you can see. Let's take a look over the storage scenario as of now on this device. So on the storage front, this device has 4 GB of internal storage, and you do have the option of selecting the default write disk. That means you can actually install applications from the SD card as well once you have that inserted into this device. As of now, when it comes to the phone memory, you have around 1.27 GB available for the application, so you can install applications on this area. And you do have phone storage as well available, that is 1.32 GB. So exactly when it comes to the storage which is available to the user for installing applications, it is this one, that is 1.32 GB. However, there are some applications which are installed in the other part of the memory on this device as well, and you do have support for SD cards, so you can install an SD card on this device. When it comes to the RAM is something which is kind of disappointing on this device, but again, on this price point you cannot expect everything basically. So when it comes to the RAM, you have around 500 MB of RAM on this device. Out of 512 MB of RAM, 373 MB of RAM is being used and 109 MB of RAM is free. And again, because this amount of RAM which is free on this device, or you can say which is unconsumed, which is actually not too good, so the device is not very responsive. You might notice a slight lag whenever you go across home screens or applications on this device, or even when you run games on this device. So because of less amount of RAM, the overall performance of the device is kind of limited to an extent. Now on the display front, let's take a look whether this has support for automatic brightness. So it does have support for automatic brightness because of the sensors which we have on this device. Apart from this, if we take a look over the wallpaper, you have support for video wallpaper as well on this device, apart from the live and static wallpapers which are obviously supported. And when it comes to the other settings, let me just show you the scenario for the audio profiles. So under audio profiles, we can see that all these profiles are supported, and we do not see any options of enhancing the overall audio sound which comes out from the loudspeaker or from the earpiece on this device. As far as the other things are concerned on this device, location access, so you do have support for GPS navigation on this device. You just need to check this setting over here, and again, after you check this setting, you need to check on the GPS satellite option and make sure you enable GPS EPO systems and assisted GPS, and under EPO settings make sure that auto download is on so that you can use this device for navigation anytime whenever you are on the go. It will definitely consume some amount of data because of downloading of some files which are required for GPS navigation, but GPS navigation can work perfectly fine on this device. Apart from this, if we take a look over the option for sharing internet, so you do have the option of creating a portable Wi-Fi hotspot using the 3G SIM card which you can insert into this device. You can create a Wi-Fi hotspot and share the 3G internet with other devices. Now taking a look over the hardware configuration which we have on this device, the model number is PS501. We have ARM V7 processor on this device, clocked at 1 GHz. It is a dual core processor. You have MediaTek 6572 chipset on this device. As far as the hardware is concerned, you have Mali 400 MP GPU, and the resolution is 480x854, and again the resolution is the effective resolution, and there is no problem because the touch capacitive keys are actually at the bottom of the phone, not within the display. And when it comes to the sensors, you have 3-axis accelerometer sensor, proximity sensor, light sensor. However, you do not have compass sensor on this device or the magnetic field sensor, but still GPS navigation can work on this device with the help of internet connectivity. So here we have the camera UI on this device, as you can see, and again we are not too happy with the camera on this device because this one does not have tap to focus and no autofocus is also supported on this device. So we can confirm this now that autofocus is not supported and tap to focus is also not supported. Whenever you tap on the screen, it will basically zoom in, and it will be a digital zoom, not an optical zoom again. And you do have HDR mode supported, panorama mode is also supported. You have a smile shot mode as well. And when it comes to the front camera, let me just show you the view from the front camera. So this is how the view will look like from the front camera. Still the front camera is pretty okay to do a good quality video chat, but it is a VGA camera, so if you shake it or if the camera is actually moving, the video feed might not be that good. And let me just go back to the settings for the back camera. So this is how the view will look like from the back camera. Let me just take a photo. Again, the camera shutter is also pretty slow in taking these photos, and whenever you take these photos, the photos actually come out to be pretty okay, if not too good. You will see little amount of noise in these photos, especially in the low light photos. The daylight performance of the camera is better, however the low light photos are not that good, but again they are pretty okay in terms of the colors and the details. When it comes to the settings, let me just show you the settings as well for the photo. So under photo settings, you have continuous shot supported up to 99 shots maximum. You can control over the picture size, preview size as well. Under the video settings, you can record high definition video at 720p, and again you cannot record video at 1080p at 30 frames per second, but at 720p you can do that. And when it comes to the photo taking capability, you can also take photos while doing the video recording on this device. Now here we have the option of the phone dialer basically. Again, on the phone dialer we do not see an option of making a video call. However, you can actually specify a contact which you would like to dial directly from here. You can also set the speed dial on this device, but video call option is actually missing into this dialer, which we see as of now. Now here we have the messaging UI, and again the messaging UI is kind of different. It is little bit different in terms of the overall design which we see. As far as the keyboard is concerned, the keyboard keys are pretty big in size, so you won't face any problem while typing on this device. You can easily do you cannot do swipe to type on this device. That is something you should note. But again, when it comes to typing, there is no problem while typing on this device because the display is pretty big. It is 5" of IPS display, so you can easily type on this display unless you have very thick fingers, so that is not a problem. Again, continuous input is not supported, but again the overall interface is pretty good, and in case you face any problem on typing on this device with the keyboard, you can always type in the landscape mode as well. Now when it comes to the apps which come pre-installed, you will get documents on the go to edit documents like Excel and Word document as well. You have FM radio, you get Flipboard pre-installed, and again that is part of the Android. You have mobile security pre-installed, you get other applications like Spell for watching movies, you have a movie studio as well. You also get a link to WhatsApp application pre-installed, so you can download that. Opera Mini also comes pre-installed on this device. Apart from this, you get all the Google pre-installed applications. There is nothing new which we see from BSNL on this device which comes preloaded as an app. So here we have a YouTube video which is already loaded onto this device, and let's try to play this video. Again, I can tell you some things about this video before playing it, that this video is playing in high quality format, not in the high definition format, because the low resolution which we have on this device. It is playing in full resolution, but again I can see a little amount of black bar basically on the top, but again almost it is full resolution or the full screen in which it is playing. Again, the overall video quality is pretty good, and you can also get an idea about the sound clarity as well. Let me just turn on the volume to full. So let me just power on the display. I just press the power and sleep key. So once you turn the volume to full, let me just give you an idea about the sound. So the video is playing with full volume on this device, and you can get an idea about the sound which is coming out from the loudspeaker at the back. And if you place the device like this on a table, the sound will get blocked and it will get muffled to an extent as well. But again, still you will be able to hear what is coming out from the loudspeaker. Even if you place the device like this, the sound will get muffled a bit. The overall audio experience from this device, as far as the audio quality is concerned, the sound which comes out from the earphones is pretty good, but again it is not too good on the bass levels. It is quite sharp and treble levels are quite high. When it comes to the loudspeaker, you have just heard it. So again, for us it is pretty okay in terms of the loudness, not too loud, but the loudspeaker placement is definitely not a right design as far as this device is concerned, because it gets blocked and the sound gets muffled whenever you watch a video. As far as viewing angles are concerned, viewing angles are pretty good on this device while watching a video, so you can get an idea about the viewing angles as well. Again, the viewing angles are not very wide on this device whenever you watch a video, but still you can see the video from extreme angles. That is more important, and that is possible on this device. So here we have the stock Android browser which comes preloaded on this device, and again when it comes to the browsing experience, it is pretty okay, not too good. The overall kinetic scrolling is not very fast, I would say, but it works. As you can see, we have just loaded a website. When it comes to pinch to zoom also works, but it is not that smooth or not very fluid. As far as the text is concerned, the text is rendered pretty nicely and in a crisp way on this display, so there is no issue with that. However, the overall browsing experience is not too fast, I would say, but again all the basic functionalities like double tap to zoom and panning also work on this device without any problem. You can also watch a YouTube videos within the web page which are embedded on a web page into this browser without opening YouTube application for the same. Now as far as LED notification light is concerned, you do have an LED notification light over here on this device which will light up whenever the device is charging or whenever it is running out of critical battery. You will also see the LED notification lighting up whenever the device has got missed calls or messages. As far as on-the-go USB feature is concerned, we have just connected a flash drive like this with the help of an OTG cable on this device, and again OTG seems not to be supported on this device because the device has not detected this flash drive and we cannot read the contents which are there on the flash drive with this device. The overall battery life on this device for day-to-day usage is around 1 day for a moderate user, and again if you are a user who play a lot of games or who watch a lot of videos on this device, you will definitely not get 1 day of battery backup. So the overall battery backup is quite average but pretty okay for any average user out there. It will give you around 1 day of battery backup with moderate usage, which does not include heavy gaming, which does not include you can say watching a lot of videos, but it does include browsing web, using social media applications and doing any kind of application specific task on this device, which are again not very high in terms of the overall resources usage, I would say. On multi-touch, this device supports 2-point multi-touch. So on quadrant, this device has got a score of 2645 as you can see, and this is where this device actually ranks when it comes to comparing it with other devices. As you can see, this is the device positioning, and when it comes to the detailed score for the CPU, memory, input and output operation, 2D and 3D, you can see the figures. On Ninamark, this device has scored a score of 37.8 FPS, but again as you can see with this score as well, the overall performance of this device on the gaming front is quite average. It can play high graphic intensive games as well, but again you will see good amount of lag in those games. The RAM is kind of limited on this device, which actually restricts the overall performance of this device, although the dual core CPU is capable of playing some medium graphic intensive games as well, but you will see some amount of graphic lag. As far as the casual games like Temple Run, OZ, Subway Surfer is concerned, they run perfectly fine on this device without any issues. So this is how the score looks like for the Enter2 benchmark utility for this device, and if you take a look at the score is 8920, which is again not a very impressive score, but again this is something which you will see on a budget device like this. So the device is not too good in terms of the RAM, in terms of the overall configuration it is not a very high graphic game, or it is not a very. So on Enter2 we have got a score of 8920 for this device, which is again not an impressive score, and we can't actually expect much on this device, especially on this budget segment Android phone. So this is how the score will look like. When it comes to the ranking as well, it is not too good. So in terms of the overall performance, I would say, considering this score as well, this device is not at all bad. The only problem with the device is the low RAM. So that's all from us as far as the full hands-on review of the BSNL Penta Smart PS501 phone. Do let us know if you have any specific question for this device. We would love to help you. You can like this video if this video helped you by clicking the like button below. You can subscribe to our YouTube video channel for more videos like this by clicking the subscribe button below. Thanks for watching this video. This is Abhishek signing off. Thank you. Now to finally conclude our review, I would like to say that this phone is pretty decent in terms of the overall value for money, device, I would say, because this phone comes for a price of around 5 to 6,000 rupees. You get a decent 5-inch display, which is pretty good in terms of the overall colors. The overall performance of the device is also pretty okay, although it is kind of limited because of the low amount of RAM. Apart from that, there is no problem. You can actually install applications on the SD card as well. That is also a good thing. So you get all the latest features as far as Android is concerned. You also get Android 4.2.2. Again, don't expect the version upgrade on this device because this is a budget phone. I don't see any update coming on this device as far as the future version of Android is concerned, including 4.3 and 4.4. But still, considering the price point and the applications, the overall UI, the processor, and the overall capability of this device, I would like to say this is a pretty good device. Pretty good device as far as the value for money device is concerned. Pretty cost effective as well, so you can easily get it for a lower price as compared to the other 5-inch smartphones, the Android smartphones, which are kind of costly with this kind of display and with this kind of overall specifications, which are a little bit better on as compared to this one in terms of specifications. But still, this device is pretty okay and gives you good value for money.